The short answer, I don't know. Just kidding, the video's not over. Goofs, spoofs, we've got them all here at Grace Helbig's YouTube channel. I have started working out. I don't want to alarm you, but I'm going to get very strong. I think I should just pull a card before we start this video, just to see for funsies. Ooh, the healer. That's fun. Let's read about that for a little bit real quick. Quick pit stop. Before we even start the video, if this was Formula 1, we would be doing it all wrong. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles. Knowing the cycle of healing is not linear, it is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. Ouroboros is actually my wedding band. I don't know if you can see that. Snake eating its tail. And guess where I'm about to go tomorrow? To Vegas. Where did I get married? In Vegas. What does it all mean? I don't know, but it's fun. I also did that thing where you read out loud, but you do not pay attention to what you're reading. Let me look at this again. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles. Multiple angles. I'm warm already. Wow, this is okay, so fun. My god. Multiple angles. Well, that's not what this video is about, but it feels pretty appropriate. The healer, okay, yeah. I got my eyebrows done, so they're a little bold for now. They'll tone down a little bit, but ooh! Another step in the I'm finished my treatment process is I was able to get my eyebrows done. I also put self-tanner on today because I'm going to Vegas tomorrow, because Elliot and I just decided we should go to Vegas. Where we got married. We're speaking in symbolic shit in this video, and it's just symbolic of maybe starting a new chapter. So let me get my notes. I was writing about this the other day. So in an ongoing effort to show you my experience with breast cancer, I thought I would start talking about this part of it, which is the after part of it, which is the part that I am thriving and struggling in. What happens when you finish with your cancer treatment? Obviously you can celebrate. Obviously you can breathe again. And then there's kind of this space, which you haven't had before. In the last 6 months of kind of putting my head down and getting through treatment as best as I can, I can bring my head up out of the sand now, and when I look around, ooh, it is overwhelming. I did it. Now I can do anything. Oh my god, I want to do everything. And also, I'd like to sit in my house and do nothing. I want to see everybody and hug everyone. I also don't want anyone to talk to me. Whew. You know? So this part I wanted to talk about a little bit. So how am I doing? Really well, honestly, really, really well. However, I have also been spiraling a little bit, just a little bit, just subtle spirals, just some ringlet curls of minor emotional breakdowns, which is all completely normal. I think I've let myself feel everything through this process and at the same time compartmentalize some of the worst things. And now that I'm finished with treatment, all the stuff that I push over there is starting to creep in. It's a little overwhelming, and that is so normal. Literally everyone sort of warned me about this part of the process, that it has its own nuanced difficulties. Even my oncologist warned me before I finished treatment that this part after treatment can have its own sort of emotional and psychological difficulties. Fun! You sort of have this like tunnel vision during treatment, and then when you're finished treatment, you're out of the tunnel and you can be like, holy shit, look how big the world is. And also, holy shit, the world is so big. So all of these competing things. Should I go to a raves? And if you're anything like me, as soon as you have some open space mentally, your inner critic tries to squeeze in there, but under the guise of like, we gotta make up for lost time. Let's get creative. Let's get a schedule. Let's work out our peak physical self. How do I get on a good sleep? Let's get a 5-year plan. We have a child? Dog. And I've been going to therapy and I've been doing really well, and I've been talking through all my feelings and feeling all my feelings, but every now and then, I don't even know what I get triggered by. Suddenly, I'll feel this swell of emotions and I'll cry. So emotionally, I'm a little bit all over the place, which means obviously I should go to Las Vegas. If I'm gonna be a fucking lunatic, I may as well be in Las Vegas. It'll be less obvious. I've been having a lot of good, positive forward momentum, and then like at least once a week, I will have a little emotional spiral where I'll just get very overwhelmed by trying to make up for lost time and figure out what I need to do with myself professionally, creatively, physically, psychologically. I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to do last year, so I have to make up for lost time. I need to go, do. And yes, I said doo-doo. I gotta get that external validation train back on track. Choo choo. I gotta make shit and accomplish things so I feel like I have value. Fucking annoying little voices. So last week when I was having one of my now classic weekly Helbig emotional spirals, where I was sitting in this chair looking at this laptop in front of me and just feeling completely overwhelmed, that I started crying. The tension of wanting to do everything and also nothing. What do you do with that? You know? So what I did is I pulled out my trusty The Wild Unknown Archetypes deck by a beautiful artist named Kim Kranz. Kim Kranz actually graduated from the same graduate program that I was in, but she graduated before me. So that's kind of cool. She's got a bunch of different decks out there, but I really love the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. I go to this pretty frequently just for a little bit of guidance. Now look, I'm not trying to sell you on tarot cards or decks, any of that metaphysical kind of stuff. You do whatever you want to do. But this is what I did. Picture it. Last week, me, here, meltdown. Grab this deck of cards. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm really overwhelmed right now, and I'm not entirely sure what to do. Any kind of guidance, anything you got for me, I'd love to hear it, because what I'm hearing in my own head isn't helping right now. Pull a card, boom, the empty room. Woo! Woo! What? Before I've even read what this card means, I can tell, fuck, this deck just got me good. I'm sitting here full of noise, full of actively trying to fill the newfound space that I have in front of me and feeling nothing but anxiety. Boom, empty room. What does it mean? To the guidebook we go. The empty room haunts us all. Love that. Let's get scared straight, okay? Or gay, I don't know. It is the universal and all too frequent feeling of lack, of wanting, of the craving to fill ourselves with something, anything. Come on now. That's exactly what I was feeling. I was feeling this sudden sense of lack. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, yet we perceive it as not enough. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting with the barren walls of not knowing, for awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next to save our outward appearance. Read me for filth, card. Be with the nothingness. Be with the impatience. The empty room has immense power. Let others wonder what you are doing. Well, I haven't done that. I'm pretty much telling you exactly what I've been up to. If you can settle into the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. Now, I already wrote about this on the This Might Get Weird Patreon last week, but it was so profound for me that I wanted to share it. This card is all about being able to sit in the empty space and not feel that desperate need to fill it with shit. To fill it with noise, booze, to food, drugs, overscheduling yourself, to endless empty distractions. I fucking love endless empty distractions. Have I mentioned yet I'm going to Vegas this weekend? Look, endless distractions, they all have their time and place. So obviously this hit me in a sweet spot. Treatment is done, and I am now so eager to immediately get back on track. I don't even know what track I even think I'm trying to get on. I just have this impulsive desire to catch up, to get going. Where? I don't know, and that's what stresses me out. And then seeing this was just such a wonderful, small, but impactful reminder that it's okay to just sit in this empty space right now. Maybe even it's necessary. What happens when we can endure the silence? I don't know, because I'm not great at that. I will have TV shows on in my house while I'm working just to have noise in a silent room. But it keeps me from really like being with myself. This card is a cry for patience, which is ironic because when I am patient and I endure the silence, often I cry because all of the really uncomfortable feelings that I think I've pushed aside during treatment are still there. I almost bawled in the movie theater watching Dune 2 the other day. No spoilers, but bodies were getting injections and liquids being removed, and it was just a bit confronting. And because I've been so warned by so many different people about this time after treatment, it seems like a very universal sort of mindfuck, which is also why I wanted to share. I'm so thankful to be done treatment, but I got new fun demons to deal with. Not demons maybe, just feelings. And I know everyone's in a different situation and everyone's lives are completely different, but I think the idea of not trying to avoid the uncomfortable parts is a good thing to remember. All of this easier said than done. I can sit here and fucking talk is cheap, you know? But this is the stuff I'm actually trying to work on. Like, my ability to repress and move forward is pretty outstanding. Olympic level. Which is why it's been a little bit more confronting after the fact to be like, oh fuck, I'm not out of the woods yet. I was just crying on the treadmill watching The Bachelor. The girls' relationships with their dads was really beautiful seeming. It's coming up all over the place, and my instinct is to be like, let me just get busy and maybe these feelings will dissolve on their own. But I think I have to sit and really make sense of it all, you know? Ooh, ew. Do I want to do it? No. Obviously, I'm going to Vegas, so that's a bit contradictory to what this card's telling me to do. But I don't need to rush to figure everything out. Let me just do one foot in front of the other, and my feet would like to go play tiny pony games in Vegas and then go from there. I don't know. You guys have religion maybe. I got my little cards. This just gave me like a sign that I could actually sit and not fucking freak out about figuring out what happens next. I'm just repeating myself, but we all learn in different ways. I thought the idea of the empty room, regardless, I don't care if you give a shit about my fun little magic deck. I think this idea is bigger than just these little cards. Never been here before, but we're trying to figure it out together. In grand Grace Helbig style, I thought to help all of us, myself included, remember this lesson, I would turn empty room into an acronym for us to remember the sentiment. Easy, madam. Perhaps today you really opt out, okay? I don't know if any of this really made sense. It does to me. It's made sense to me. But I wanted to share it with you in case you're at that impasse, ended something that was very emotionally and or physically exhausting. There's a lot of wisdom in that damn silence. There's a lot to learn there, and I find that very interesting and exciting. All right, that's the end of this ramble. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like videos like this, let me know. I'm just fucking around. I'm gonna play around a little bit. I don't need to have it all figured out right now. So I'm just gonna fuck around and find out. Okay, thanks for watching. Other than that, I don't know.